Hello everyone. Today we will discuss about the diesel cycle and also derive its efficiency. We will cover two topics: diesel cycle, how it works, and how to derive the efficiency of the diesel cycle. So let us start. In the last class we have studied about the petrol engine, petrol cycle, and how these cycles are made up. How these cycles are made, from how many processes, what kind of processes they need to maximize their efficiency. So first of all, as we discussed in the earlier class, the first thing is that in all the cycles, if you want cycles to give you maximum efficiency, then the compression and expansion must be adiabatic. Adiabatic process means here also in case of diesel cycle, adiabatic compression and adiabatic expansion will take place, whereas the heat rejection takes place at constant volume process. In case of petrol cycle also, heat rejection takes place at constant volume. The only difference between the petrol cycle and the diesel cycle is, in case of petrol cycle, heat addition takes place at constant pressure, in constant volume, but in case of diesel cycle, heat addition takes place at constant pressure. This is the only difference between diesel cycle and petrol cycle. The difference is because of the, first of all, the fuel quality. The ignition temperature of both the fuels are very different. Okay, so there are so many. We will discuss it on the next topics. We will cover in the later sessions, in the upcoming sessions. Okay, so these are the four processes in diesel cycle. First, adiabatic compression and adiabatic expansion will take place. Next, heat rejection takes place at constant volume, same as in case of petrol cycle. But in case of diesel cycle, heat addition takes place at constant pressure. This is the only difference. Now, what happens in case of diesel cycle? In the main difference between diesel cycle and petrol cycle is that, in case of the main difference between diesel cycle and petrol cycle, what is the difference? The petrol cycles are also called spark ignition cycles. Okay, whereas diesel cycle known as compression cycles. Why it is so? Because in case of petrol engines, what will happen when the fuel or air fuel mixture is completely compressed inside the cylinder? An spark has to be generated, and it must be generated so as to ignite the air fuel mixture. Okay, but in case of diesel cycle, what happens when the air fuel mixture is completely compressed? It is compressed to such an extent that the temperature and pressure of the air fuel mixture is so high that it will ignite by itself. That is why it is known as compression engine. So here, in case of petrol cycle, due to the sparking, the ignition of the fuel takes place. But in case of diesel cycle, due to the compression, pressure and temperature of the air fuel mixture will increase, which automatically ignites the fuel, or the fuel ignites itself due to the high temperature, increase in the temperature and pressure. This is the main difference between the petrol cycle and the diesel cycle. Now draw the PV and TS diagram of the diesel cycle. Okay, we will draw the PV and TS diagram of diesel cycle. Okay, this will be the P, this will be the PV. Okay. Now here in this case, first suppose there is a point 1. Okay, at point 1 the piston is at the lower dead center. Okay, it is at the lowermost point or the lower dead center. Now at that point, the air fuel mixture or the air mixture automatically fills up the whole cavity, or automatically fills up the cylinder. Now from this point to the point 2, there will be the adiabatic compression. Okay, point 2, there will be the adiabatic compression. After compressed to a much extent or to a maximum extent, the ignition will takes place here. In this case, ignition will takes place at constant pressure 2 to 3. Okay, the ignition will takes place at constant pressure to 2 to 3. Heat addition will takes place at constant temperature. Now 3 to 4 again. There will be expansion will takes place from where you will get a power stroke. No, 1 to 2. You will 1 to 2 adiabatic compression will takes place. Now the charge gets compressed to the maximum extent. 2 to 3. There will be a heat addition at constant pressure. Now the piston remains at its position, and because of the compression, temperature and pressure of the gas will increase, and from this to this it will ignite by itself. Now 3 to 4 adiabatic expansion will takes place. It will follow the same path, not follow the same path, but it will follow the same curve like this. 3 to 4 will adiabatic expansion will takes place, and now 4 to 1 last. Heat rejection takes place again at constant volume. Heat rejection takes place at constant volume. So these are the 4 basic processes of diesel cycle. From 1 to 2, adiabatic expansion will take place, adiabatic compression will take place. 2 to 3, heat addition at constant pressure will take place. 3 to 4, adiabatic expansion will take place, and 4 to 1, heat rejection at constant volume will take place. Okay, so here heat addition but at constant P is equal to constant. Okay, here in this case heat rejection will take place when volume is equal to constant. So the main difference between the petrol cycle and the diesel cycle is heat addition will take place at the constant pressure in case of diesel cycle, and in case of petrol cycle heat addition will takes place at constant pressure. So this will be the PV diagram of diesel cycle. Now we will draw the TS diagram of diesel cycle. Students, try by yourself to draw a TS diagram of this, because the diagrams like the PV diagram, TS diagram, the graphs, PS diagrams, they are very important for your IAS competitive point of view also, as well as your interview point of view also. Okay, in many interviews, most of the interviewers ask about to draw the PV and TS diagram, to draw the PS diagram, to draw the any other diagram. Okay, so this is very important part. Now you have to draw the TS diagram. You can see that from 1 to 2, what will happen? From 1 to 2, adiabatic compression will take place. What will happen in case of adiabatic compression? The volume will decrease and pressure will increase, or as well as temperature will increase. When the temperature increase, that entropy increase. Suppose there is point 1. Okay, so it will goes like this: 1 to 2, adiabatic compression will take place. Here in this case, temperature will increase, but because it is a reversible adiabatic process, so that the entropy remains the same. That's why it is a straight line. From here to here, the temperature will increase. Okay, from 2 to 3, heat addition will take place. Now what will happen when the heat addition will take place? The entropy of the system will increase. Entropy increases, so it will follow a path like this: 2 to 3. Okay, heat addition will take place at constant pressure. This will be the curve of the constant pressure. Okay, so heat addition will take place. Here 2 to 3, temperature and pressure again increases. So that here in this case also temperature increases, and as well as the entropy also increases. From 3 to 4, what will happen? 3 to 4, adiabatic expansion will take place. Again, it is an adiabatic expansion, means entropy will remain the same, but because the pressure will reduces and temperature is also reduces, so we can draw like that. Again a vertical line is drawing. I am drawing a vertical line like this: 3 to 4. Okay, 3 to 4 again adiabatic expansion will take place. And in the last process, in 4 to 1, what will happen? Heat rejection takes place at constant volume. Again, here in this case, temperature and pressure of the system will reduce due to the reduction in the temperature or reduction in the heat. What will happen? The entropy of the system will decrease and come back to its original state. Okay, like this. So this is the TS diagram of diesel cycle, and this is the PV diagram of diesel cycle. That's how you can draw PV, or you can convert PV diagram to TS diagram. Okay, so what will happen? 2 to 3, heat addition will take place. Here the pressure is constant, and heat rejection takes place. Here the volume is constant. But what is going during the adiabatic process, you have to give some amount of work input to the cycle. So some amount of work we have to given work input. Okay, and during the expansion stroke, which is 3 to 4, you will get the power stroke. You will get the work out, net work output. Okay. Similar in that case, you have to give some work input and you will get some work output from this one. Okay. So this will be the PV and the TS diagram of diesel cycle. So you can see that here self ignition will take place due to the high temperature and pressure because of the high compression ratio in case of diesel cycle. Okay. This is the only difference between the petrol and the diesel cycle, and it is because of the quality of the fuel, characteristics of the fuel, which we will be discussing in the next unit. Okay, so this is the PV and the TS diagram of the diesel cycle. Now we are going to discuss about the efficiency of the diesel cycle. Now, again in the next part we will derive the expression for the efficiency of the diesel cycle. So let's write it. Efficiency of diesel cycle. So before finding out the efficiency or before derivation of any expression, what you have to do, you have to first, if it contains a diagram, you need to draw first either the PV diagram, schematic diagram, TS diagram, whatever the graph the derivation needs. Okay. Now, so first of all, we will draw a PV diagram for this. Okay, for to get the efficiency of diesel cycle. This will be the PV diagram. Again, we will repeat the same thing. What will happen when the charge, you can do air fuel mixture or the fuel mixture. Okay. When the charge enters into the piston cylinder or the system, the piston moves towards the bottom dead center, which is at point 1. Now from point 1, it will move towards the top dead center so as to compress the charge which is inside the cylinder from 1 to 2, which is known as the adiabatic compression. Okay, from 1 to 2, adiabatic compression will take place. Now temperature and pressure of the system will increase. Now from there on, when it reaches to that, self-ignition of the charge inside the diesel engine will take place, which again increases the pressure as well as temperature of the system, temperature and entropy of the system. Now this addition takes place at constant pressure. After getting the maximum, amount of heat into the system, now what will happen? The piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center to give us a power stroke or the adiabatic expansion, from where we will get the work output, and which up to the point 4. The point 4 is the bottom dead center again, not the bottom dead center again. Now the heat rejection will take place. Now heat rejection will take place at constant volume process. Now again the piston moves from bottom dead center to top dead center to remove all the kinds of gases from the cylinder which comes out from the engine in the form of the exhaust gases. Okay. So what will happen from 1 to 2? From 1 to 2, adiabatic compression will take place. Piston moves from bottom to top dead center. From 2 to 3, heat addition takes place at constant pressure. Piston remains at the top dead center. Now from 3 to 4, piston moves from top dead center to bottom dead center and adiabatic expansion will take place. And now 4 to 1, piston moves from bottom dead center to top dead center to remove all kind of the exhaust gases from the cylinder. Okay. So this is the PV diagram of this. Now we will show heat addition. Okay. Heat rejection, HR. W input and W output. Okay. So what is the basic definition of efficiency? So efficiency of any engine can be defined as the net work output which is derived from the engine upon the net amount of heat which is given to the heat input which is given to the system, so as to derive the W net work. Okay, so here in this case what it will be? It will be W output minus W input upon net amount of heat input which is given to the system. But according to first law, what first law states that for a cyclic process, change in net amount of heat inside the system is equal to the change in amount of net work output. Only for this is applicable for only cyclic process. Okay, you have to remember this also. Del Q is equal to del W. It has been already asked in GATE, and del Q is equal to del W is true for only the process, reversible process, quasi-static process, or cyclic process. So del Q is equal to del W is only true for cyclic process. This is also another important question for competitive exams. Del Q is equal to del W. So what is the net amount of here in this case? What is the net amount change in case of heat? So it is heat addition minus heat rejection. And what is the net amount change in W? It is W output minus W input. Okay. So heat addition minus heat rejection is equal to W output minus W input. This is your equation first. This is your equation second. So from first and second, from equation first and second, you can write efficiency is equal to efficiency of, we can say, diesel cycle. Efficiency of diesel cycle is equal to heat input minus heat, I'm really sorry about that, heat addition minus heat rejection upon heat addition. Okay, which also can be written as heat rejection upon heat addition. This will be the efficiency of diesel cycle in terms of heat addition, heat rejection, or work input, work output. Okay. Now this is the basic equation to derive the expression for the diesel cycle. Okay. Now first we will discuss about the heat rejection. How much amount of heat is rejected from the diesel cycle? Heat rejection. Heat rejection will take place at constant volume. So it will be per unit mass. If we are going to find per unit mass, so at constant volume heat rejection, CV T4 minus T1. CV dt. So CV is equal to T4 minus T1. And heat addition, if we are talking about, so heat addition again takes place at constant temperature, which is Cp dt. Cp specific heat at constant pressure, dt. T3 minus T2. T3 minus T2. Now put these values into this equation. Now efficiency of diesel cycle can be written as Cv upon Cp T4 minus T1 upon T3 minus T2. Okay. Now in thermodynamics you have seen this type of expression, gamma is equal to Cp upon Cv. Okay. So now we will put this value into this equation. So what will be the efficiency of diesel cycle now? 1 minus 1 upon gamma over T4 minus T1 upon T3 minus T2. T3 minus T2. Okay. Now this is the efficiency of the diesel cycle. Now what we have to do? We have to, the very simplest way to solve this equation and to get a proper expression for the efficiency of diesel cycle is to convert three forms, convert three variables into is equal equivalent to another one, the remaining left one. Okay, so there are three values, T4, T3, T2. We have to convert these T4, T3, T2 equivalent to somehow to a T1 equation. Okay, equivalent to T1 somehow T1. So these variables, we have to convert these variables to the function of T1. Okay, we have to convert T4, T3 and T2 to a function which is to be a function of T1. So first, how we convert that? First, the first step is take process 1 to 2. We know that process 1 to 2 is adiabatic compression. Okay, process 1 to 2 is adiabatic compression. For this, we can say that T2 upon T1 is equal to V1 upon V2 की power gamma minus 1. This is true for adiabatic processes. So from this expression we can get T2 is equal to T1 over V1 upon V2 की power gamma minus 1. But here in this case you can say that adiabatic compression will take place. So V1 upon V2 can be written as equal to R, which is the compression ratio. So it can be written as R. So what we will get, T2 is equal to T1 into R की power gamma minus 1. This is the first. This is the, we can write as question number A. Okay. So from this equation we are able to convert T2 to the as a function of T1. T2 is a function of T1. Okay. Now in the second what we will do? Second process will take 2 to 3. Process 2 to 3. What will happen in 2 to 3? Heat addition takes place at constant pressure. So according to the gas law, PV is equal to nRT. Here pressure is equal to constant from 2 to 3. So V is directly proportional to T. Okay. So here you can say that T3 upon T2 is equal to V3 upon V2. V3 upon V2. Again, in case of diesel cycle, there is another term which is added. There is a new term in case of diesel cycle which is known as the cut-off ratio. Cut-off ratio, which is represented by symbol Z, is equal to V3 by V2. Okay, so Z is equal to V3 by V2. From this equation you will get T3 is equal to T2 into gamma Xi. Okay, T3 is equal to T2 into Xi. Okay, so T3 is equal to T2 into Xi. So from equation A and this one we will get another expression which is equal to T3 is equal to, we put the value of T2 in this equation, T1 into R की power gamma minus 1 into Xi. Okay, again you will get an expression for T3, or you will get an expression as a function. You will get T3 as a function of T1. So okay, T3 we will also get T3. Now we have to convert T4 as a function of 1. So what we will do? This is 3. Process 3 to 4. Again here adiabatic expansion will take place. Same expression as process 1 to 2 we will apply. So what we will apply? T3 upon T4 is equal to V4 upon V3 की power gamma minus to the power gamma minus 1. V3 by V4, but we don't know what is V3 by V4. So in the first equation we will figure out somehow. We will put compression ratio into the equation. In the second process somehow we will put compression ratio as well as the cutoff ratio into the expression. But what about the process 3 to 4? So in the diagram we can see that 4 to 1 is the heat rejection process at constant volume. So here V4 is equal to V1. First of all, V4 is equal to V1. So we can write V4 upon V3 is equal to, V4 upon V3 is equal to V1 upon V3. We can write, okay. If this one V1 upon V3 is multiplied and divided by V2, then we can write this expression as V1 upon V2 into V2 upon V3. Okay. To V4, sorry. Then V4 upon V3 is equal to V1 upon V2. What is V1 upon V2? V1 upon V2 is the compression ratio, and V3 upon V2 is the cutoff ratio. So you will get V4 upon V3 is equal to R upon psi. Okay. So now we will get T3 upon T4 is equal to V4 upon V3 R upon psi की power gamma. Sorry. R upon psi की power gamma minus 1. This will be T3 by T4. Okay. So what? So then T4 is equal to T3 into psi की power gamma minus 1 into R की power gamma minus 1. Now put the value of T3 into this equation. Now T4 is equal to, what is T3? T1 into R की power gamma minus 1 into rho की power gamma minus 1 upon R की power gamma minus 1. Okay, this R की power gamma minus 1 and this R की power gamma will cancel out each other. Okay, these will cancel out each other, and rho into rho की power क्या, xi into xi की power gamma minus 1 can be done as T1 into xi or rho की power gamma. This one will be the T4. Now this is A, this is B, and this is C, and this will be question number 2. So from equation 2 or you can put the values of T2, T3 and T4 into equation number 2. Okay, because all the T2, T3 and T4 are converted into as a function of T1. Okay, so what we will do now? We will put the values of T2, T3 and T4 in equation number 7. Okay. So efficiency of diesel cycle, we can say efficiency of this 1 minus 1 upon gamma. Okay. What is T4? T4 is equal to T1 into rho to the power gamma minus again T1 upon divided by, what is T3? T3 is equal to T1 into R to the power gamma minus 1 into rho minus, what is T2? T2 is equal to T1 into R to the power gamma minus 1. That's it. So this is equal to 1 minus 1 upon gamma is equal to, now if you take T1 is common from the numerator and T1 is common from the denominator, all the T1 will cancel out each other. That is why we convert all variables into single variable, into a function of a single variable. Okay, so what will left in the numerator? Rho की power gamma. I'm very sorry, and some not working properly. Rho की power gamma minus 1 upon R की power gamma minus 1 into rho minus 1. This will be the efficiency of diesel cycle. So what is the efficiency of diesel cycle? 1 minus 1 upon gamma bracket R to the power gamma, rho to the power gamma minus 1 upon R to the power gamma minus 1 into rho minus 1. This will be the efficiency of diesel cycle. Okay, so that's for all. That is for all today, guys. Okay, from next class we will solve some numericals or questions which are already asked in many competitive exams. So thank you all.